Hello. I'm going to wait a few minutes as all these millions of people pile in. Don't trip over yourselves. I know I have a lot of subscribers who love me, but I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me? How's my sound? Is my sound okay? No, I guess not. Let me see.
No, I guess not.
Oh, yeah, it
Let me
is.
see.
Hello, spaghetti.
No, I guess
Spaghetti.
not. Oh, yeah, it is. Hello, spaghetti. No, I guess not. Oh, yeah, it is.
I'll have to
Hello,
turn this down.
spaghetti.
Anyway, um, I'll talk about some really bad news. I think some of you have seen it. Last week, I could hardly write about it, let alone talk about it. But, Felix, my wonderful cat, the tuxedo cat that's always inside, well, he got tossed out when my husband wasn't feeling good because he kept climbing over my husband and it was I'd gotten up because I didn't feel good. And Felix kept jumping on Larry. And Larry just got upset and he opened the door and let Felix outside. And minutes later, a coyote got Felix. So he's gone. I was so mad at my husband, I could have divorced him. But then I got to understand that he's struggling. No sleep. He has long haul COVID, excessive weight loss. He's down to 138 pounds now. He went from a size 36 waist down to 32 inches waist. So it's not good. He had the vaccine 2 years ago, but then he got COVID 6 months, 8 months later, and it wasn't real bad. He had a fever 104 for a week, and he went to the COVID center for some kind of treatment, but he was never hospitalized. And then uh, about 6 months ago, he got COVID again. But this time it was really bad. And he had a fever 104, over 104 for, it was over a week, and he was just sick. So he called the doctor, and the doctor ordered Paxlovid for us both. So I took Paxlovid as a prophylactic preventative measure, and he took it as well. What it does is it helps the virus to not replicate itself. It doesn't cure it, but it slows it down. So his fever went down, and but he isolated himself out in the motorhome, and well, no, into the guest house. The first time was in the motorhome because the girls were gone, and he was very sick with a lot of muscle aches, pain, and just feeling unwell. And then he got better a little bit, but not 100% recovered. So then his weight loss became worse. Let's see, Larry was a robust 180 pounds. Now he's down to 138. And they don't know why. But I think I know why. I think it's the I don't know. He's 73 years old. He's getting older. He's had cancer, oil cancer, and radiation, but it's triggered nodules on his thyroid. So it could be that the thyroid is causing the weight loss. And yeah, it's been hard to see him so sick. I'm sorry. Thank you, Spaghetti. And he was staying in bed mostly. And we had to get rid of Paul, the guy that lived in our house for over 7 years. And his daughter wanted to take him to Tampa, Florida. And as soon as he got there, he had to have emergency surgery, and that caused his dementia to just accelerate over the top. So he is very, very poor guy. He doesn't even remember us. So we got his cat, and then we emptied out our guest house. And well, Paul was in our house, so, and we were going to rent it to a nice couple. Found out that the county doesn't allow it. And they threatened, well, we can take your whole guest house down. I'm going, you're kidding me. So we've been struggling with that. So I'm eating. That's gross. I'm eating a vegan, plant-based bacon scramble. It's got potatoes, baked bacon, which is, I don't know what it is, but it's not wheat, so it's gluten-free. And here in Oregon, we've had, the redo of the guest house. Eventually, we want to move back in there. We lived in there for almost 6 months. It's just the coziest little guest house you'd ever want. It has its own private entrance. Has a 10 by 10 little office room. Yeah, weather is crazy. It was 99. You saw it? It was 99 degrees. Unbelievable in mid-October. That is freaky. It's usually cold. But the rain's coming this weekend. They said it's going to be pouring rain, and there's no let up in sight. I love the rain. People think I'm nuts, but I'm a true Oregon duck or beaver, whatever. So the sink in the guest house was just, 15 years old, and the countertop was green laminate. I wanted to put, can you say where you are, Spaghetti Nona? Or do you, if you don't want to, just put a thumbs up in the chat. Iowa. Oh, that's right. Oh, you're going to have a snowstorm this weekend, aren't you? Cold weather coming in. I like that Ryan Hall y'all weather. He's really good. So anyway, I wanted the bathroom to get redone. And then I wanted to do granite, but my husband said, granite's so expensive. Well, I keep finding these granite sinks and countertops ready made. And it's on Craigslist or wherever. It's just a matter of finding the right size. And I found the right size for our other bathroom. $150 for the countertop, the sink, and the faucet, and everything you need. $150. Well, the bathroom in the sink in a guest house was close to $300. So you tell me which was a better bargain. And I want to take the countertops in the guest house kitchen, redo those in granite, and then take the flooring out and put some Pergo. I don't know. I don't like Pergo. What, Otis? Anyway, chatters, hello there. BBC Boston. Ooh, hey. I hope you set up a GoFundMe because I will definitely help out. You know, I'm super rich. I'm multimillionaire. Not. Our house was valued at $1.4 million recently when the stuff was selling. And I had real estate agent say, hey, I can get you 1.4 million for your house. And we don't owe anything on our house. We paid $550 for it. And I thought, oh my gosh, we could walk away with $1 million and 300,000 because we don't owe anything. And I was thinking, just dump everything, let them have the furniture, and just walk away with my pink Emma, my little Emma, and the shirt on my back, and move somewhere else, and upgrade the motorhome because we got that motorhome. Now we can't drive it because of Larry's injury. He fell years ago and he damaged a nerve in his chest, and it's getting worse. So now he can't drive it, and he won't let me drive it because my spinal fusion, and it takes a lot of power to put on the brakes. It's the size of it's a Mack truck. It's a diesel pusher, 40 something feet with triple brakes. But I'm not intimidated driving a big motorhome because I've been driving a motorhome since I was in the mid-20s. And the first time we had a little motorhome, I was very careful. And I had a daycare. And I took my daycare kids to McDonald's outing. And I went through the drive-thru before stopping, or, before ordering. Look, 11 and a half feet clearance. Perfect. My motorhome's only 10 and a half feet tall. So I got 1 foot clearance. So I pulled forward and crash. I pulled off the air conditioner. And the kids are going, Cheryl, there's a hole in the ceiling of the motorhome. Yeah, I know. Don't tell Larry. Oh. If it's too long, it's cheap. Have to cut. Oh, I understand. But I think, BBT, you need to get a GoFundMe going. Have your good friend, the one that you're fighting with, you were fighting with, that Merv announced. I think Pink would be a good one to handle your, or your somebody. Anyway, I see a long road ahead of you and a big fight with the mafia being called on you like that. poor woman who was injured by her dogs. And she has 2 Scotty dogs now. We've owned Scotties for decades. They're not a dog for everybody, and you can hear those 2 growling in her kitchen and fighting. That's what Scotties do. And when you got 2 of them, it is double trouble. They are going to be a handful. They don't swim. We know 4 different Scotties that drowned. You know, because Oregon is full of the rivers, and I had a Scotty drown. Captain Sully drowned in my koi pond, not the pond here at my house, but the other one. And it wasn't me being irresponsible. I had him in a metal cage, one of those dog metal cages, and I had a fence around the pond. And somehow Captain Sully got out of that cage. He was 4 months old. He was a Wheaton. And he squeezed through that cage. And then he found it. And I had just checked it on Thursday. The perimeter of the koi pond had a 4-foot fence around it. And I made sure that it was all secure. But I didn't see that the bottom screw to the fence post was rusted out. And that's where Sully squeezed in. He was outside only for less than 20 minutes. He had piddled upstairs, and we'd just gotten home from OHSU. We'd lived there. He lived his whole life at Oregon Health Hospital. Oh, BBT, I am so sorry, but pray. That's all that can help is get a lot of people to pray for you, and also pray for Merb. She needs God. Hello, Sarah. Good, thank you. My name is Sarah. Bagatti Nona. Sarah Dara. Adara Scaradera. And yeah, it can't hurt to pray for her and for the Holy Spirit to convict her heart that she's doing wrong. But, and then I believe that the Ruseks are going to wake up and smell the doo-doo. So it's just a matter of time. Just a matter of time. I haven't had hardly any birds all summer, just bees, birds and the bees. And this is crazy. Just, and stink bugs. Yeah, BBT, I pray for you, and I pray for Merb, and my husband prays for Merb too. He said, and my husband brought me a little note, and I'm gonna get it, he says this, my husband wanted me to share this with you gals there. He doesn't agree with me listening to or engaging with Merb. He thinks it's wrong, and he doesn't like true crime, but he knows that because of my background, and my dad was a scammer. My dad was a horrible scammer, and the FBI had a dossier on him, and they think that he murdered a couple of women, but he died. And my mom thinks he murdered, and a couple of his friends believe he murdered. He hated me, and he would beat the snot out of me all the time. So he took his wrath and his rage on me. So, and he hated women, but he never really beat my mom. But he beat me to the point where I needed to go into the hospital. And then I went into, what do they call it? Protective care. Because he made the hematoma the size of a goose egg on the back of my legs. And then the bruises were all up and down my back. And I was 15, and I went to work, and the supervisor saw all the bruises on me, and she wanted to talk to me. Hold on, I'm going to get that pick. Hey, move. Oh, and I got something to share with you about the bombs about to go off in Russia. 7 through 8 that says, get rid of your chihuahua if he barks. Get rid of. Oh, I saw a DIY cool thing on how to make a lawnmower with the fan. You put blades on the fan, knives on the fan, and then it's on Facebook. It's funny. It's just a joke, but it is kind of funny. Anyway, Proverbs. Woo! Oh, these darn hornets are horrible. I hope I don't get stung again. My husband and I have both been stung several times this year. And then stink bugs. Okay, Proverbs 9, verse 7 through 8. 7. He who corrects a scoffer gets shame for himself, and he who rebukes a wicked man, woman, only harms himself. So, I don't know. What are we supposed to do? Let them continue on? I think we need to fight for ourselves. We need to stand up against wickedness. And this is sheer wickedness. And I'm going to tell you a story. And if Merb ever hears this is a warning for you, Merb. Larry and I are very giving people. We don't keep our wealth for ourselves. We've helped people. I'm not trying to brag, but I'm just saying this is the kind of people we are. And verse 8, do not correct a scoffer, lest he hate you. Rebuke a wise man, and he will love you. So, do not correct a scoffer, lest he hate you. Proverbs 9, verse 7 through 8. So, I'll tell you a story about a woman who hated me at church. Larry was teaching intelligent design, and he was very, very. Hello, Angela. Oh my gosh, we got a nightmare going on. I'll have to tell you about that. I can't tell you on here. Is the sound okay? Because I got a new Darth Vader type microphone. It's a Darther Winky. It's a Winky. So this woman hated me, and I had Crohn's disease, and I had an aneurysm that bled, and I was having I had over 60 units of blood. My family didn't believe me. They left me, and they just abandoned me. Didn't think anything was wrong. They felt I was lying. And my mom was having Alzheimer's, beginning of Alzheimer's, so that made things worse. So I was left alone. And I was just heartbroken because I was very ill. And one of my sisters didn't believe me, and I sent her my lab results, and she says, oh, you couldn't have 5.1 hemoglobin, you'd be dead. And she was working in a hospital, or a doctor was a practical nurse or nurse's aide. So wow, 24 last night. Angela, really? Whoa. Angela, I'm so heartbroken over Felix. He slept with me every night, curled up. And sometimes he would bug me, and I'd smack him to push him away because he'd just bug me all night long, wanting me to pet him. And I miss him so much. Just so much. So I know how you feel about your little white kitty that the foxes got. Your husband, John, put him outside. Accidents do happen. And then Liberace was missing for 6 days. And he came back. And you're not going to believe it. I'm going to. Hello, Pink. Pink. I got to send that thing to you. That candle and that little figurine. I don't know where that figurine came from. It's a mother, and it's a mother, and I put it with that candle um, when you were dealing with losing your mom, and I thought it was one of those wooden willow things, and it says something about keeping the memories in our heart. I thought, wow, what a beautiful little statue, perfect for Pink, and to remember her mom. What a loving woman you are, Pink, to take off from your job. You know, I know you make a lot of money. You're a registered nurse. You're a professional, educated, and I know you don't do YouTube for your job. What a joke. Anyway, Liberace was missing for 6 days, and so the neighbors had reported that the coyotes had been coming around, and the coyotes got two of the other neighbors' cats. One of them is a little tuxedo white, and they call her Socks. Anyway, she's missing, and then a red cat is missing. So we thought that Liberace got killed too, because the coyotes have been coming around here like crazy in our yard and everything, even though we have a fenced yard. I'm thinking about putting in a 7-foot yard, but fence, but I don't know. We can't afford it. Larry doesn't want to go into debt, and I told you our house was worth, we had offers at 1.4 million, and now it's going down 40,000 a month. Now our house is only valued at 1.1 million, 950 to 1.1 million. And I think by the end of next year it's going to be worth less than what we paid for it. And a lot of people are going to be in trouble. If you have debt, you're going to lose everything. So anyway, I was crying about Liberace, and I sat out front on day 5, and I said my prayers, and I said, Lord, heal my heart. I'm missing Felix and that crazy feral cat, even though he was hissing at me and I'm scared of him. You are not going to believe it. And I have video of it to prove it, but it's on Larry's phone. And I don't know how to load it onto YouTube from Larry's phone. And anyway, Liberace was there at 5 in the morning waiting for me to feed him. So I went out, expecting to hold back, like he always does. He waits for me to sit, and then he'll come closer in, and then if I have the bowl by my foot, he kind of hesitates, but he'll still eat. So then I'm sitting there, and I have the bowl on my lap. Liberace jumped on my lap, and I petted him. He hasn't purred yet, but he let me pet him, and he sat on my lap eating that bowl of food. Can you believe that? And I got video of that, so I'm not lying. Lion. He got in a fight, and so his ear is almost torn off. So I don't know if he was fighting with those other cats that got the coyote, but he killed a cat a couple of years ago, and then he's injured Max. He did $800, almost $900 worth of vet bill for Max because he got bitten, and then it got infected. Anyway, he was beating Max up yesterday, and my husband says, I don't know, Cheryl. I think we're going to have to get rid of Liberace. So I'm crying about that. I don't know what to do. If Max gets hurt by Liberace, Larry will be so upset because Max is a sweet, sweet cat, but he's kind of wild. He's really wild. If you don't let him outside, he has a doorbell, a little hanging cowbell on all the doors, and when he wants out, he rings them. He'll hit them. So at 3 o'clock in the morning, ding, 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 you have to get up. And if you don't let him out, he will jump on the bed, jump on your head. And then if you still don't let him out, he will spray. He sprays peas. And he's been fixed. We got him when he was about 2 months old, or 11 or 12 weeks old. So, and then we had him fixed right away, but we should have had him fixed earlier. But he was a stray. He just came up to our door one day in October, mid-October. And the same way with Felix. He found me at the pet store down below, and he followed me all the way around. Anyway, here is a warning for people when they do something to hurt others on purpose. God removes your protection. God will not and cannot protect those that hurt others. Hi, Max. What you doing? Hi, Max. It's not that God hates all liars. He does. He hates a liar. And we see her lying and lying and lying. You know, she has three different versions about the swatting. I wish Larry was still with the law enforcement. Yeah, difficult week of grief. Yeah. And I'm worried about what's going on with, it's been a difficult week of grief. I slept with her mini against my heart. Oh, that's sweet last night. I felt her embrace me. Oh, you know, your mother will always be your mother, blood or not. And I hate that term, blood mother. I thought that was wicked. And yeah, hi, Maxers. Max is just the sweetest cat ever. Look at him. And he just loves Larry. He is Larry's favorite cat. Listen to him. But we're so afraid that Liberace's going to kill him. Huh. But you can't keep him inside. He just sprays. He's sprayed the screen door. Yesterday he sprayed on a wastebasket. Oh, but I don't know why his pee doesn't stink bad, but maybe because he's fixed. And Otis has a bad bum leg. So anyway, Larry's a teacher by heart. His family are all educators. They were principals, educators at the University of Washington. Larry was conceived on the University of Washington ground in the president's guest house. His parents lived there, and as they attended Washington State College, and his grandparents taught there too. So Larry has teaching in his blood. He's very good teaching, and also he's a systems engineer for Motorola. So anyway, he likes to do sound systems, and he likes to teach intelligent design, which is proof how we've been created by God. Irrefutable proof because of the flagellum motor and little things in our cells like the Krebs cycle. That's the food digestion process. It's called the Krebs cycle. You know that about that, Pink Lady Luck, huh? I want to see that sunflower tree and take a picture of the sunflower head and look up the golden sequence, the Fibonacci sequence. It's 1 plus 2 is 3 plus 1. I don't know. Anyway, it goes on. And that's how those, in a shell and your pine cones, that's how the seeds are packed in perfectly. It's in the Fibonacci golden sequence. It's really interesting. So if you look at the flower head of the sunflower, you'll see the sequence of how they're packed in tightly. So Larry had been going around to different churches teaching intelligent design, and he had quite a following. He would have to teach three 3 months at a stretch and then do it again. And there was standing room only. He is really good. This was before the cancer really took his speech. You can hardly understand Larry now. And he wants to tell people about what's really going on and how things are really going to happen. And with what's going on over across the seas with UKR and Vlad, the Mad Vlad. And anyway, so we there was a church being built locally, and there was a wealthy couple, and she took offense to me fixing lunch for the builders on Sunday. They'd have a work bee all Sunday. We keep Saturday Sabbath, so we go to church on Saturday, and we eat cabbage and don't eat meat, don't drink coffee when nobody's looking, and Starbucks is a sin. I sin. God forgive me. I drink it and I'll just ask God to forgive me. So anyway, um, we Larry wanted to spread his teaching elsewhere. So Sandy Church had invited him, and they were the ones that were building the new church. And this one couple, Biggest is their name, very wealthy, very giving people. The husband was just the sweetest person. Her, not so nice. She was a professional, and she was head of the mental health care facility there for Kaiser local hospital here. So she deals with the chronic mentally ill. Like my sister does the same. She's a psychologist, and she works with those that are chronically medically ill, mentally insane. And she's renting our guest house. But now she's been diagnosed with vascular brain, and I can see some changes in her, and we're scared. She's scared. I'm scared because you can go in 4 to 4 months. So anyway, this woman just gave me the evil eye when I would, bring 20 sub sandwiches. I would get those great big loaves from Costco or Safeway, those great big, not deli rolls, but, 2 foot long things. And I'd put veggies and lettuce and vegetarian meat because everybody's vegetarian. Most Adventists are vegetarian. Loma Linda University Hospital is where my mom used to work, and that's where Lori was born, and Lori's sister was born. Also there at Loma Linda. My mom worked there in the OB, so maybe she delivered. And that's where Lori's little sister, 6-week-old sister, died, and she's buried there in Loma Linda. I went to Loma Linda Academy. But anyway, this woman just gave me the evil eye. And everybody was thanking me for bringing the food because when they were done working, I would feed them these sandwiches or lasagna or spaghetti. And I always made a good meal. I'd load the back of my truck up and kind of make it a little picnic serving area. And one time she just gave me the dirtiest look, and I thought, wow. But then Larry got a call. I was in the hospital, and I had because of my bleeding, my intestinal bleeding, and my Crohn's disease, I did that swallowable camera. It got stuck in my intestine. But because of my gastroparesis, sometimes I don't digest. So swallowing that camera did nothing, showed nothing because my body decided it wasn't going to digest that day. And the battery died without showing anything. And it didn't go out and as promised. They did an x-ray, found out it was stuck in my small intestine, lower small intestine. Doctor says, we have to open you up. And I says, good, then maybe you can find out where I'm bleeding from. Anyway, they found out that I had AVM, arteriovenous malformation. So that was repaired too. It was a very long surgery, lengthy, and it was a lot of complications. So I was in the hospital for 21 days. My mom walked right past my room, said she didn't have time to stop after she got off work at 8 in the morning. Cruel. I never got a card. I never got a pot of flowers. I never got a call from anyone in my family. My sister shunned me, saying that I was faking it, that nobody could have that many transfusions and nobody's blood could be 5.1. I said, it was. I'm not faking this. So I was shunned. 1 year anniversary for COVID long haul. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. You've had such a hard time, Angela. Angela's and I are good friends. We're best friends. We're besties. Sometimes. Sometimes we're not. Because we branch out, but I don't get mad. Anyway, I just love critters. She's got long hair like me, and I'm older than her. Come here, Otis. Come here, Odie. Odie. So anyway, this woman just mean. Her name is oh, what was her first name? Biggest. I think that Evelyn Biggest. But she scared me because here she was head of the psychiatric uh, ward there in the psychiatric section of a big hospital close by. So the church called Larry to come and sign up to possibly teach intelligent design. And I'd just gotten out of the hospital, and I can hardly see here. Who is this here? Oh, Teresa Fontaine. Hello. Glad you came. Pink, Critters, Spaghetti Nona. Look at all these people I got in here. I'm I'm so famous. Oh my. Did you know I partied with Alice Cooper? I'm gonna, I'm gonna write him. I'm gonna have my lawyer write him a letter and to tell him that I want him to confirm that I was there when he was there and that I'm not looking for money. I just want validation because people don't believe me that I partied with Alice Cooper for a week. It was the end of March 1969. And one of the band members gave me something and gave me something and gave me something. Gave me the HPV virus, got me pregnant, and I did not want him. Anyway, he's in prison for doing the same to his 5-year-old daughter. So I had a baby when I was 17. It was 4 weeks before my 18th birthday. And Larry walked in on New Year's Day to the Winchells where I was working. And my son was 2 weeks old. And here I was standing on my feet. Oh my gosh, after having a baby. I was in the hospital for 5 days. I had a very complicated uh, pregnancy and delivery. I screamed the whole way and I had lots of stitches. And then the HPV virus caused me to have cervical cancer and infertility. And that's what's caused Larry's tongue cancer. Not that we got kinky, but the HPV virus causes uh, squamous cell carcinoma into the mucous membranes. Your mucous membranes are from your lips down to your anus, all that soft tissue. And that is subject to the HPV virus that causes the squamous cell carcinoma. And that's what Larry got. He got tongue cancer. I got no relationship to, nope, he's not Tim's father. We already had a DNA test, and it was proven that that nasty guy, and Alice Cooper wasn't interested in me. He just saw me as some clingy little 17-year-old, nerdy, ugly little girl who didn't have any. I was just so lost. My parents had kicked me out after our home was flooded. I have my story on YouTube, and it's called On My Way Home, How the Lord Protected Me. But anyway, okay, back to this story with Vivian Bigus. You can Google search it, Bighaus, in Sandy, Oregon. Anyway, I walked into church with Larry, and I'd been out of the hospital for a week, and I could barely walk. And I'd had my surgery in mid October. So this was towards the end of October when we walked into the church, and they were having tables to sign up to teach. And there was Vivian Biggis sitting at the table. And she waved at me to come. And I thought, oh man, she's being nice to me. Wow. Okay. So I could barely walk, and I walked across the room, and I went over to where she was sitting there, and she had all her little crony friends from church. The younger girls used to look up to her, because they were wealthy. They had big bucks. And they were going on a Hawaiian cruise and everything right after Christmas. They never did go on that cruise. Anyway, um, hey, Felix. Not Felix. Oh, no, Felix. Not Felix. He's dead. Max. Otis, stop it. Max has claws, and he's. So I thought, she's being nice to me. And so I was being nice back, and I walked over to where she was sitting, and she says, "You've been gone a long time." I says, "Yeah, I was in the hospital for 21 days. It was awful." "Oh, yeah. I heard you were in the hospital. What was your final diagnosis?" I says, "Oh, I had an arteriovenous malformation, AVM, in my upper jejunum area, the size of a large golf ball, and that's what's causing my bleeding. And had they not found it, I would have burst. It would have burst, and if I would have sneezed, it would have burst, and I would have been dead within minutes because it already ballooned out and then shrunk and ballooned out. You're born with these. You're it's an arteriovenous malformation. What it is a bunch of misinformation. Um, yeah, it was. Larry was just home from Scotland. He was in the U.S. Navy, and I'll tell you, yeah. And my sister has the vascular brain. She's got something going on with her brain, so she's had high blood pressure and a stroke, and she's almost 7 years younger than me. And I've been noticing some changes, although I haven't really seen her. I don't really know her because she's been out of my life for years. Um, and so I don't really know her. I haven't seen her. There's been no communication between us, and now she needs a place to live. So, long story short. Anyway, so I go in, and Vivian's, hi, oh, I said, yeah, it was pretty rough, and I lost 45 pounds. And she said, yeah. And what was your final diagnosis? Because I heard you were there for 3 weeks. And I says, oh, it's Crohn's disease. No, 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 no. What is your mental diagnosis? I says, well, anybody be crazy being in the hospital for 3 weeks and then having 60 blood transfusions in the 2.5 years before they found the AVM. A as in Adam, V as in Victor, M as in Mary, arteriovenous malformation. Like I said, you're born with them, and most of them are in your brain or your spinal column. And I was lucky. Mine was not in my brain or my spinal column, because if it's in your spinal cord, you may as well die. It's death sentence. The brain, what you do is you just drop over when you're 40, because the veins, the vein and the artery that got mixed up together, it just balloons out, and that's boom, you're dead. It gives away. So anyway, I was just really, are you having to leave, Angela? Call me later when you have a chance in a couple hours. I got something to share with you. Oh my gosh. Oh, you got a Zoom meeting. Zoom, Zoom. The accountant. Oh, watch out. I heard that those that are Republican are getting their, I won't say, well, I shouldn't get political here. No. Politics and religion get you into trouble. Anyway, listen to that bird. That is a blue jay. And he sounds like a hawk because here because there's a hawk flying overhead. And what he's doing is he's alerting his friends that a hawk is going to be flying by or is nearby. So, and we have a couple of bald eagles that were nesting here. They were in my tree right here the other day, but I couldn't videotape them because my phone is broken. I ordered that new phone, Apple phone, Max Pro, something like that. Um, I'm gonna have to get a GoFundMe thing to pay for it. So anyway, I was shocked when she asked me, "Well, I thought you were there for mental illness." I said, "No," and she says, "Oh, I thought you had a mental breakdown, and that's why you were in the hospital for 3 weeks." I says, "No." She says, "Well, you have mental illness, don't you?" And here she's saying this in front of everybody, and they're snickering and laughing at me. And I started to cry, and she could see. She says, "Well, you're shaking like you're taking Thorazine and all that stuff that makes you shake." I says, "I'm not taking any medication." I should have told her, screw you. It's none of your business. Um, 24-hour Zoom meeting. Zoom, Zoom. I don't think we have 24 hours left in this world. Larry's putting in a huge solar system. You should see what he's done. And also, we have the generator. And we have 2 propane tanks with 800 gallons in each tank. And the neighbor got one. He paid $4,000 for one tank. And we've got two of them. We only paid $450 each. So stuff has really gone off the charts. And then he's afraid that we may not be able to get propane. And so he's putting in solar. So, and we're putting in a fireplace, not fireplace, but a wood stove in the guest house too. Because if we don't have any power, and then the fans are going to be powered by solar, by the solar power. So he's already got all the outlets and everything all hooked up. So he's got 6 panels and it's already producing electricity. But Larry's been pushing himself and his pain has been bad. So, okay, back to Vivian. I was so embarrassed, and those girls were laughing. She should know better. It's against HIPAA regulations to say anything or ask people those sensitive questions. What a nasty person. What a horrible, wicked soul to say that in front of everybody. Uh, oh man, you had to have your house rebuilt. Oh my gosh. Teresa Fontaine. I lived in Fort Myers when I was a kid. And so the trailer park where we lived in, that was wiped out. And then in Loma Linda, 1969, our house was wiped out by a flood. There was only a few walls left. We lost everything. I was 17. My parents said that God was mad at everybody because I was a bad girl. So it was my fault. And that's why they kicked me out of the home when I was 17. It was just a few weeks after my 17th birthday. And they said I was a bad influence for my sisters. I was not. I was a good Christian girl. I was just so sad. So, anyway, this Vivian person just did all she could to embarrass me. And I don't know why. She just was so nasty to me because I never did anything wrong to her. And I see the same thing with Merv. Merv, I want to warn you. This story, this same situation has happened to me 3 different times when I was lied about, unfairly attacked, and these people claimed to hang on to their Christian faith. God hates liars. And when you behave this way and you hurt others with your lies and your deceiving, God does not protect you. He is forced to remove his protection because you choose to go to the other side. You choose Satan. And I believe this with all my heart. And this is what Vivian Biggest did. She chose Satan as her leader because she hurt me in front of all those people, asking me if I had mental illness, and that's why I was shaking. I said, no, I'm taking 1,000 milligrams of prednisone or steroids. I have to take a lot of steroids because I had two, I don't know. I keep saying 17 feet of my small intestine removed. I don't know. I have short bowel syndrome because I don't have much left. They took over half of my small intestine, and in 2 different areas. In the upper jejunum is where they found the AVM. They took that out. Had I had a different surgeon, I would have been sewn up, and they would have said, "Oh, her Crohn's is where she was bleeding." But that wasn't the case. It was the AVM that was up in the upper jejunum. So thank God I had Dr. Mackett, and he talks um, on my YouTube. There's a little story with me and Dr. Mackett, and I'm going to get a more in-depth story from him where we're dressed up in our suits. He plays the piano and he plays the pump organ like me. So I'm going to invite him over. He's a really wonderful man, and he likes Larry. He's friends with Larry. He's just a wonderful, wonderful Christian man. So anyway, I was one sick puppy, and I had to take all that steroids, and I was shaking. And I told her I was not mentally ill. I never had a mental ill diagnosis. You know what? If I had a mental ill diagnosis, that's okay. People don't choose mental illness. And it's wrong for anybody to judge or laugh at somebody who is mentally ill and acting out. And that was horrible for her to accuse me of being mentally ill in front of everybody, all the women there in her little Christian group. And I was just shocked. And she says, "Well, look how you shake." And you lost all. I thought you were there because you had a mental breakdown. I says, "No, I've never been diagnosed with mental illness. I didn't have a breakdown. I have Crohn's disease. I had vitamin deficiency. I had 3 years of being severely anemic. A 5.1 hemoglobin is hard to deal with. And then I got vitamin deficiencies. My hair fell out. My thyroid went crazy. And you should see my hair. Half my hair is missing and it's broken. I had long hair down to my waist. And by the way, my sister said long hair doesn't look good on a woman and I should cut it. My husband told me, "Don't you dare cut your hair." He says, "That will just break my heart." So, but Bobby's told me that several times that I should cut my hair. Anyway, anyway, I went to my car. I turned around and I went, and I could hear them snickering and her laughing at my expense. And I was so mad. Yeah, the vitamin. You know what? We need to talk about the vitamin B12, Pink. And you want me to get my doctor in here to join us? I'll have him over for dinner, and then he'll tell you about his experience. Um, yes, I have Ehlers-Danlos. Yay, Ehlers-Danlos. An EDS, and that's not the erectile dysfunction disorder, but yeah, it could be. Anyway, no blue pill can fix what I have. Ehlers-Danlos, EHLER, Danlos, DANLOS. It's a rare genetic disease, and answers all the questions as to why all those surgeries I've ever had turned out bad. Everything, my rotator cuff, my knee surgeries made it worse. My spinal surgery made it worse. My gallbladder surgery, they damaged a bile duct nerve, so it feels like I have a knife in my side. I've been uh, in and out of pain clinics because of that. Knife feels like a knife stabbing me in my side, clear around to my back when my gallbladder was taken out. And the doctor thought I was just fishing for pain meds, but when he understood that I refused to take pain meds, and he knew I was serious, but he didn't know what to do. So finally, I gave in and I began taking pain meds because that's all that would stop the pain. And all that other stuff, like those, what is it called? Uh, oh, it's for nerve pain. I can't stand that stuff. It made me feel awful. Yeah, the gallbladder pain is so painful. It was so bad, I was rolling around the floor. And then after I had the surgery, I was still rolling around on the floor. Oh, hey. Anyway, I'll quickly tell you about Vivian. I did not go to the. Hello?
Hello. This offer is only available to our special members. To hear more, press 2 now.
Ooh, hey. Anyway.
Hi. This is an exclusive announcement from Costco Travel.
Oh, Costco
Your
Travel.
telephone number was pre-selected to receive a
Ooh,
complimentary
hey.
stay in a 5-star hotel. Please
Complicated
wait.
stay. Anyway, I didn't go to the church elders. I didn't go to the head of the church. I didn't tell like I wanted to. Larry wouldn't let me. Oh, they hung up on me. And he said, let it go, Cheryl. She is the most prominent person at church. They don't care about little old you. And you going about complaining that she hurt your feelings, it's not going to work, Cheryl. Don't say anything. You can't. You can't win. You're just going to have to let go and let God. God's going to be the one that takes care of her. He says, you have to ask God to take care of it because it's bigger than you, it's bigger than anybody. You cannot fix it. So he said, you have to trust God. You know, when someone chooses to do evil against another person, even if there's cause, and I don't believe there's cause because I've seen her hurt so many people. She is just a wrecking ball, run amok. And she's using God's name. She's taking his name in vain by using it as, like Pink says, to weaponize. And when you use God that way, you're committing blasphemy. And I warned Sherilyn Cadle, she was committing blasphemy. I wrote her in August. I have a video that I warned her in August. I said, your book will never make it out of the shelves, and they're going to end up in the trash bins by Christmas time. I promise you, because you lied. You lied to the Watts, telling them that the reason you want to write a book was about his Christian's experience. And I said, you had no intention of that. And so you used God to get your foot in the door with Chris Watts. And then you made it all about his murder. And that was before they discovered she had copied the book. Anyway, everything happened. Her book was taken off the shelves. They were no longer available. She had to rewrite it, but that didn't go so well. And then her grandson was killed. So, you know, when you deal with this kind of stuff, when you hurt people, God's protection cannot help you because you choose to be on Satan's side, not God's. And this is what Merv is doing. So this Vivian Biggis, you know, the holidays came by, Thanksgiving, and nothing had happened. And so my husband decided not to teach there he declined the offer and said no, he's not going to teach there. And so we started going to a different church. And then the news came on. Christmas Day, Vivian's son, 40 years old, took a shotgun and blew her head off. Christmas Day. Now, did she die with serving God? Nope. And I believe God allowed that to happen because she had been nasty to someone I was totally innocent. I was hurting. I mean, how bad can it get when you're in the hospital, in and out of the hospital for 3 years, getting blood transfusions, blood work, and then they're trying to figure out what's wrong? And then for her to laugh at me, that's wicked. I hadn't done anything wrong. I was still trying to do good by cooking dinners and stuff like that. I didn't charge for those meals. It cost me money, but those people were working hard. And I have a housekeeper, and I have the means to buy that stuff, but I'm not as rich as the Biggises. But anyway, then there's 3 other stories similar to this. Another woman attacked me in church, tried to pull my hair, called me a F&B. I have no idea why. She just went crazy. But she was angry. She was jealous of me because I decorated, and she didn't want me decorating the church tables. And she accused me of stealing some potpourri of hers. She owned a store. Anyway, she stood in the hallway screaming, F you, F you. And it was still, I was innocent, totally innocent. She told Larry that he was married to Satan and that I was cuckoo. And we were just totally like, whoa, why is she going off on me? Anyway, Otis, come here. Come here. She was dead 6 months later. Come here. She died of cancer. So I don't know if she had brain cancer, but something was wrong. But she attacked me. And I believe the reason she lost her life is God had to pull his protection away from her because she chose to be evil to me. And then I had another woman, a church elder, just be totally nasty to me, betrayed me. She died too. She got real fast-growing breast cancer. Wow. So I don't know if this is coincidences, a bunch of different circumstances, stuff that, I'm just putting together, and I might be wrong. But what do you think? Hi, Nancy Drew. Hello. Thank you for coming. Scam Granny. Scam Granny. Let's see. True. We've got Spaghetti Nona, Angela Critters, Nancy Drew, Teresa Fontaine. Teresa, can you stay where you live? I forgot. And if you don't want to say, don't say it. I think you're in California, right? Yeah. Good people get hurt. And I tell you what, Merv is traveling high speed on the wrong side of the road. And she needs prayer. Pray for the victims that she's hurting and continues to hurt, to lie about, her arrogance, her haughty attitude. And I saw a YouTuber that was similar to her. Someone took a thing of acid and threw it on her face, disfigured her and blinded her because her eyes, that acid ate the cornea. And I don't know. I don't think Merv is safe. And I think something bad is going to happen to her if she doesn't stop hurting people and stop lying and telling fibs and stuff. My father was just like Merv, a liar, a thief, a scammer, and he could talk such eloquence He had handouts that he handed. You'd think he was the best man of God you'd ever seen. He would open up his Bible and he would pray in church, and people would see him with tears running down his face. And he had a Maranatha Trust Foundation. One of these days, hi, heads up, 7 Up. I always think of a Shirley Temple 7 Up with a do unto others as you would have them do unto you. No kidding. Treat others with the concern and kindness you would like them to show towards you. For sure, for sure. And when you're so full of hate and so wrapped up into hatred, that ruins your immune system. And listening to it, yeah, the devil dances around. He's enjoying this. He loves it when Merv is being nasty and hurting others, making people cry. I wish, BBT, I wish you would uh, post that phone call, that private phone call. What is it? Pow, pow, pow. And then saying that alleged psychologist, and then all that she did. I think there's going to be some serious lawsuits come through, and I think she's going to have her channel taken down for good. But she did it to herself. Yeah, hate eats your soul and saps your energy for sure. And it's like if I was drinking Drano and poison while looking at somebody, their picture of somebody that I hate, and having these hatred feelings about this person, trying to kill them while I'm taking the poison. Who do you think it kills? Not the person you hate. They don't know about it. They may never know how much you hated them, or they could probably feel it. I don't know, but it's bad. And oh, you're walking, Hank, Hank. Don't yank Hank. Um, Pink is fostering Hank, an older dog, for someone there. What a kind soul, huh? Anybody want a Chihuahua? He's got a bum leg, and I've called the vet 3 times now. What am I supposed to do? I've been calling since last week, leaving a message. Call me. It's his regular chiropractor, not chiropractor. His regular vegetarian veterinarian. My sister, Dr. Philly, is a veterinarian for oh the Ducks, Oregon State University. She teaches. She's a teacher. She does large animals. She doesn't do small chihuahuas. She'd just probably say, throw them away. I want to get a Scotty dog. He's an alpha dog. Woohoo! Oh, I loved having Scotties. I miss having our Scotties. But anyway, you're going to go home to Indiana for Christmas and help the time passes to rebuild. Oh my. Did you post pictures of your house? Eating oatmeal with apple walnuts. Ooh, maple syrup is good for you. It's not high on the, uh, what is it, the index, the sugar index. So it's a better sugar for you than maple syrup is a better sugar sweetener than sugar. Is it nice and warm where you are, Pink? I gotta send you those warmy bags. I gotta finish sewing. I got so many sewing projects. Um, anyway, this other lady betrayed me and made me cry. But, a lot of stuff made me cry. Maybe I'm just an idiot, but she died of the fast moving breast cancer, the same one that killed that other woman. I don't know. I don't want God to kill anybody, but when you remove your protection from God, bad stuff happens. And bad stuff is going to really happen to Merv. I know it. I know it. So we need to pray for her. Pray for her that if something does bad and she loses her life, somebody could get angry and carry out their threats. I don't know. And then by answering those phone calls and engaging with this guy who I believe she's doing it herself with those spoof numbers and then claiming that they're talking about molesting her kids. What she's doing is making a connection with the demons. And her children are now tagged by Satan, and something bad's going to happen to those kids. I promise you, Satan will make sure that her kids get molested. When you do stuff like that, you do not invite evil talk about your children. No way. When we were going through the orphanage, dealing with the orphanage, we put all those people in prison. It brought that demonic spirit of molesting into my own home, and my son got it. My son was molested by his Bible music teacher, Mr. Maurice Woods, a married black man with 2 kids. And he was such a holy, holy man. And he taught the kids to behave and to say prayers and to be very kind and everything. But at the same time, he was molesting the kids. He'd molested a whole bunch of kids. And when your husband is part of a school and he knows that there is sexual stuff happening, and you don't stand up, that's just as bad as doing it, because you have allowed horrible things happen to kids without standing up, and that makes you just as guilty as the perpetrator. But when we had all those talks about these molesters and everything, we put them away. That talk brought Satan into our home, into my son. And he was molested 3 different times. And I believe when a child is molested, it's a demon that does that. The person that does the molesting is demonic. And when he sees a child that has had this kind of history or had anything to do with that Satan compels them to harm that child. So I worry about her children because there's a connection with demons. There was a guy that helped us there for Motorola. Forget his name, Mike. Anyway, he was a long-time Motorola employee, making a lot of money. Had $1.5 million in his savings account. And he wanted to help with the orphanage because we were getting these people prosecuted and put into prison. They went to La Mesa prison. They died in La Mesa prison, Tijuana. And it was a Bertha Holt orphanage. And we met Bertha Holt, and she was just brokenhearted that one of her orphanages was tied to sex trafficking. And the McMartin Manhattan Beach preschool case was tied to that. We were on TV. They did an hour program on us. You wouldn't recognize me. I weighed 125 pounds. I was skinny, and my hair was purty, and I had my own teeth. I didn't need dentures and wrinkle cream, and because I was in my late 20s, early 30s. And they featured us, what was her name? Jody Hammond on Channel 39, Sunday mornings with Jody. And Geraldo Rivera also took on our story, and also Sally Jesse Raphael. And my husband wrote a book about the orphanage and how we took them down, how we exposed them. Is when we went there to adopt a girl, and we met Maria, the older girl, and then Deanna was 3 months old when she was placed in the prison, in the orphanage, and she was raised. She spent 4.5 years locked up in a closet with the curtains shut. She wasn't allowed to be taken outside. She had rickets and vitamin D deficiency. It really affected her, and she has a lot of serious issues. So she blames us. We spent over $100,000 immigrating her and adopting her. We had to do a U.S. adoption and an American adoption. And U.S. citizenship for both girls, it cost us so much money. Yep, I left her channel quietly too. I couldn't stand the all night stuff, and I warned her that you're not sleeping right, that you need to sleep in the dark at night, and that it will cause dementia. And sure enough, that happened to my mom. She worked nights and she didn't have the room darkened. So, those that are nurses that work the graveyard, they call it the graveyard for a reason, and it's not worth that $1 an hour differential pay. I don't know. But my mom was the breadwinner in the family, so I don't blame her for doing that. But it cost her life. My mom was 65 when her dementia began, and then she had full on Alzheimer's. We can't deal with that again. I don't know. Oh, listen to the geese going by. A flock of geese. Oh, man. Okay, and Larry was going to tell. I want to get Larry to try to talk, but he's so embarrassed because he drools because of his cancer and having half his tongue cut out. And then they took his, it's called a, let's see, radial arm, where they took his arm muscle and they make a new tongue with his arm and his leg. So he had hair on his tongue. We called him Harry. Harry. Oh, hairy tongue. And anyway, he said, the news is reporting, and my husband said when he was in the Navy aboard a nuclear sub, he pressed the buttons on those nuclear warheads. I forget what they were called, but they weren't live. They were dummies. And he hit the target 1,200 miles away, right off the shore there of Scotland. And when he was there, he was a radio. He was a ping jockey, so he operated the radio system. He would listen to everything going on under the sea. And he said you can hear a ship's engine turning. You can hear the screw in their engine in New York City from Scotland. And he was on a nuclear sub and he pressed the buttons on those warheads. I forget what they called. And he says, the news is reporting them wrong. He says the news shows them, you know, these going up like that and down, that they cross each other's paths and that they hit at the same time. He says that's not how it works. Those nuclear subs are parked right off our continental shelf, right here off Oregon, right outside, maybe 200 miles, 150 miles west of Portland, the coast. And when they press the button, it's going to decimate all of Oregon, depending on how big the bomb is, all of Seattle, all of Sacramento, San Francisco Bay Area, on down to San Diego to to Tijuana. It's just going to be in Seattle. And also Canada, because they're a dictatorship. But he says it's just going to be over in seconds. He says what we'll feel is we'll see a flash. Well, he said the electricity will go off first, then we will see a flash, and we will feel a blast, and then a big boom. It'll be detonated several miles up in the atmosphere, and it'll be all over in seconds. So, and I says, is it going to hurt? He says, nope, you won't know what hit you. Oh, yeah. It just heads up, 7 Up. Yeah, tell your story. What you saw. Tell what you saw. Share. Well, you can make another channel. Many people risk factors get to getting dementia. Diet, that's right. Foods, inflammatory responses that binds to proteins in the brain. Yep, you're right, Pink. My husband's been a vegan for over 20 years. He wouldn't eat anything, a drop of oil. I mean, this guy was crazy. And that was starting back in 1980, when we went totally vegan, oil-free, plant-based diet. You tell me how hard was that back in the 80s? But he knew he had to do that because he was ill. He had a lot of inflammatory stuff with his intestines. And then he always had boils. And they took his boils and they made a kind of an injection. They re-injected him with it, and that helped his boils. But going vegan and eating an oil-free diet stopped his diarrhea and his digestive problems. Yeah, COVID hurt your brain too. Hastens dementia. My sister's had 3 shots. My doctor told me not to get one. Ooh. One day could come soon, Zelda. One push of the button, nuke the world. One day. Yeah, we'll never know. Hey, is this a scammer calling me? Hello?
Yeah, hello, Luna.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, hi, Luna. This is Andy Walker. Remember me?
Hi, Andy.
About your...
Is it Handy Walker?
Yeah.
Handy Walker?
Henry Walker.
Handy Walker, like a roller walker that old people push?
Correct.
Oh my. Your mom did that to you? Named you Handy Walker?
Sorry?
Your mom named you Handy Walker?
Yeah. My mom's gave that name to me, Henry Walker, and Walker is my father's name. So
oh wow. I'm named after my first great grandson. Isn't that cool?
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So are you ready to eliminate your unsecured debt?
Yeah. How much debt can you eliminate? Bull crap.
You just told me you owe around $15,000 to $20,000 on your medical bill.
Yeah, correct? and $25,000 in my credit cards.
And $25,000 on your credit card.
Yeah, correct? Yeah, and I owe a lot on my house. I may lose the house. How can I keep? Will they secure the debt on my house? They'll pay off the loan.
Oh, that's the secure debt. We can't help you with that, but we can help you to eliminate your unsecured debt as well. So, how do you spell your last name?
I spelled it for you when you called. TICHH. TICHH. Henry. That's Hungarian Hawaiian. HH is it's a Polynesian name.
Okay. So, can you please verify me your mailing address?
Such bullshit. Oh, I just moved to El Cajon, California. EL, capital CAJON. It's El Cajon. Ca- COJ. ON. El Cajon. Yeah. California. Californification. They changed the name to Californification. Our president did that last week.
Okay. So, what the city and state?
El Cajon, Californification.
Okay, I got you.
Can you
How
spell
about your zip code?
9
Yeah, it's 9
2020?
2020. What's your street address?
450 South Magnolia Avenue. And it's the Academy of UFO Science because we believe in UFOs.
Okay, South National Avenue.
Do you
right?
believe in UFOs?
Yeah.
You do?
So, yes, I do. So, are you taking care of your finances, or is it somebody else?
Nope, I take care of it, but so you'll
that's so
secure
wonderful.
so you'll secure all my debt and I won't have to pay anymore?
I will eliminate all of your unsecured debt.
Will that be
We can help you
car?
with debt
Like a car?
on your unsecured debt?
Yeah.
Okay, we can help you eliminate with that. So
Okay, because
are you
I'm
the
gonna.
one who's taking care of your finances? Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm alone. I'm single.
Okay, kindly verify me your date of birth, your happy birthday.
Oh, my happy birthday? No, and then you'll know how old I am.
I would love to know that.
Okay, it's 4/1/52.
All right. 52?
Yes, I'm
Still sounds
70.
young.
I know, I'm 70. But I don't smoke.
But
I don't smoke, I don't drink, and I don't screw.
that's so beautiful.
I've never been married, and I'm still a virgin.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh. Have you ever met
Okay.
a 70-year-old virgin? It's rare.
Well, I've never met a 70-year-old virgin. So, Luna, let me connect you to my manager. He
Oh,
will
that
assist you
sounds
further.
bad. That sounds
Okay.
bad. Hey, wait a minute. Now,
Yeah.
I'm going to order a bunch of furniture, and I'm going to order. I saw that 2-seater Mercedes Benz.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a 250,000. It's red. Will
All right.
they eliminate that debt? If so, I'll go with this.
He will tell you about that all.
Do you think that's
All right.
bad for me to go rack that up? Because I don't want to
I
be.
beg your pardon?
Do you think it's bad for me to go spend all that money and then have the government pay for it?
No one is going to pay for that. Like I told you, my manager, my senior financial advocate will assist you about that.
Okay,
Right.
do you think there's 71 virgins on hold before me?
I beg your pardon?
Do you think there's any other virgins on hold?
No.
Oh, okay. I want to be the only virgin that you've ever talked to.
Okay. Please hold for 15
Do you
seconds only.
do you want to get married or something? Can I have a
Actually,
I want to buy all my friends for Christmas. I'm going to buy them the big Emma and a little Emma. An Emma 1 and Emma 2. They're pink. And they come with a little velvet cover carry bag. You can take them. You can take them on the train with you. And I know a lady, she sits and talks all night with her mini Emma. But I want to buy probably about everybody I know. I know about 400 people. and I go to the Indiana Nunnery. 99 nuns at the Indiana Nunnery. 99 nuns at the Indiana Nunnery. 99 nuns at the Indiana Nunnery. Have you ever heard that? 99 nuns at the Indiana Nunnery. 99 nuns at the Indiana Nunnery. 99 nuns at the internet. Oh, what? I think there's another virgin in here, but she's an alleged psychologist. Yeah, she drives an old Ford pickup. 99 nuns at the internet nunnery. I'm going to keep my. You know what? If I can find a man with a lot of. I will give up being a virgin. What do you think?
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me now? Is it better, ma'am?
Did he tell you I was a virgin?
Hello, Luna, can you hear me now? Is it
Yeah,
better?
yeah, Luna.
Okay, great, ma'am.
Do you think this is bad? That
Excellent.
do you think being 71 years old and being a virgin that this is bad? I heard that you can't you can't take it with you, but I can take that with me.
What are you talking about, ma'am?
My virginity. I'm a 71-year-old virgin, and I am proud of it.
Yeah, good for you, ma'am. But I'm not talking about something personal. I'm talking about here for your credit card debt amount, ma'am.
Hair for my credit card and now? Okay. Yeah, but I wanted to buy that. It's a 2-seater Mercedes Benz. It's a Roadster. It's red and it's $250,000. I was going to have it delivered. Now, will they pay off that debt?
Which kind of debt is that, ma'am?
For a Mercedes Benz. It's a 2-seater Roadster because I don't have anybody but my.
So have a blessed day and stop wasting my representative's time, ma'am.
I'm not wasting your time. I need your help. You promised to take my debt away. Or are you?
I said stop wasting my representative's time.
You don't.
I'm clear with you now.
You don't speak good English. You must be from Pakistan or something. You didn't go to. Idiot. They hate it when you tell them their English is bad. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Lunatic got to you. Anyway, I'm still a virgin at the end of this call. I'm still a virgin. Zelda wins. Zelda wins. He hung up. Yeah, he got mad. I wasted his time. Freaking cold. But I'm still a virgin. Huh? Any other virgins in here? Press a 1 if you're a virgin. Press a 2 if you're not a virgin. Press a 3 if you want to be a virgin. Press a 4 if you have one mini Emma. Press a 2 if you have. No, press a 5 if you want a mini Emma. What color do you want? Pink? Ooh, pink. I want a pink velvet bag for my mini Emma. And did you see? Oh, you got to see. I found her. Look. Wait a minute. You got to see her. I found her. She was twerking. Yep, she was. Wait till you see her. She was in Walmart. In the Walmart, she was twerking. Let's see. I want a baby monkey. Here she is. Oh, I can't see. Can you see her twerking her butt? You know who that is? She's picking up her twerk medication. Look it. She's got a hunchback. She's famous. She's famous. And she's got a musty lake house. Anyway, I'm being mean. Did you all enter my giveaway? Oh, I didn't see your giveaway. Okay, Patty Fish, I'm going to go to your giveaway. Hey, Patty Fish, are you interested in any of those lighthouse stuff? Didn't you like the lighthouse? Be right back. Who the heck? Yeah, did you see that? How do I put that on my, let's see, how do I put that on this thing here? I'm going to put that link here. And it is search Xavier the Rapper. The Rapper, Apper, not Wapper. And it's let's see, woman twerking in her butt twerking. She's butt twerking in the Walgreens or Walmart or something. It was funny. Oh, I love Helen Wyatt. Helen, not the Georgia, the lady from Georgia. Oh man, extreme weather. Let me see if I can find that. But working. It's so funny. Oh, I can't find it. I sent it to you. I sent it to Critters. Critters, can you post it on here? It is so funny. Anyway. Okay, how do you enter? Go to Patty Fish, her website. Doesn't say how to enter. Whew. Oh man. These things are terrible. Next time one calls, tell them your husband's name is Mike. Oh, my cock small. My cock small. My small. No, my husband has Tolio. That's where his toes are all mangled. And then on our wedding night, he took off his socks, and I saw that his toes were all mangled. And I said, "What happened?" He says, "Oh, I had Tolio." And I says, "Oh." He says, "Well, I got some other things wrong." I mean, this was the first time we allegedly ever done it on our wedding night. And he took off his pants. He kept his shorts on. And his knees were all mangled. I says, "Well, what happened there?" He says, "Well, when I was a kid, I had measles. Not measles, but measles, like your knees." And then he started taking off his underwear. And I says, "Now don't tell me you had smallpox too." I'm being naughty. You left a comment, like giveaways. Lots of good people around. Yes, there is a lot of good people here. I've met so many fun people. I was so heartbroken over losing my Felix cat. I didn't even want to put it on. I didn't want to tell anybody because Ian was destroying everybody's property, and so many people were losing everything. And I thought, Why should I cry about my cat? YouTube Shorts. What's going on here? Share. I don't know how to share this. Pink, do you know how to share this? I sent that to you earlier. Do you know how to share that, twerker? I just sent it to you again. Heads up, I subscribed. Patty Fish, always looking for new people to follow. Yeah, really. You know, I listen to people all night long when I can't sleep, but I don't make a comment. And the other day, I was in BBT's live. I don't know what happened, but my finger went doink, 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 doink. My poor Felix. Felix, he was such a wonderful cat, the tuxedo cat. And he got eaten by a coyote. Larry feels so bad because I was crying in the middle of the night last night. I wasn't crying, I was sobbing. And he said, Cheryl, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. But, you know, he hadn't been sleeping. And Felix was all over him. And we do let Felix out, but only when it's during the day and I'm out there. And he hangs around the deck. And somebody said maybe the coyote came up or maybe a cougar came up the deck and got him. I don't know. But I have a security camera and I tried to look, but then somebody told me, don't look, Cheryl. It's not going to bring him back. Oh, what, Otis? But that was and I said that a twerk or twat share, that one I sent you just now, the twerk. I don't know how to put it on my computer here, or put it in chat here. It is funny because it's her. I know it's her. I know it's her. It's the disturbed one twerking her butt. She's getting her twerk nugs. Uh-oh. Oh, shut up. Otis, come here. Otis, come here. Anyway. Oh, was that Pink? Was that you twerking at the counter getting your twerk medicine? Anyway, it's on. I can't post it. Oh, and now my phone is dying, and I've got the new one on order, and it won't be here. I got the Apple Pro. Oh, listen to that stupid chihuahua. Well, I got 76%. Oh, shut up. Anyway, I think I showed you that after Felix died, you know, the feral cat that I have, he looks similar to Felix. Anyway, you're not going to believe it, but he sat on my lap and he let me pet him. Yep, I got a video of it, but I'm trying to, because my phone is broken and my husband doesn't have YouTube on his phone, so I'm going to post it later on today. And then you will see I'm telling the truth. But I have to admit, I'm not telling the truth about me being a virgin. And I wasn't a virgin. I'm not. And I'm not going to be in the Indiana nunnery. Yep. 99 nuns in the Indiana nunnery. My daughter used to do that. That was one of her vocal. Pink, can you post that? Do you know how to post it? Here in the chat. That was a funny video you did. With the muffler. Hey, I was going to order that muffler, but Larry's cut me back. Pink Productions. Pink and I have to get together and do a B12 video. Methyl B12. I'm not a nurse. I'm not a doctor. Larry's a doctor, but not in medicine. Larry has a degree in biomedical electronics engineering. No, my twat video. I didn't see that one. But like I said, my phone has been going crazy. Oh, you and Hank are out? Okay. All right. Anyway, I'll post it here later. The twerk one. And then the one. I got to go. God bless you guys. And I'm sorry. I'm going to have to go to the Catholic priest and ask forgiveness because I am not a virgin. I lied about that. I was 17 when I had a baby. And anyway, a lot of people are suffering. A lot of people are hurting. Pray for them and pray for Merb too. She needs the Lord so bad. We all do. But like I said, when you choose to leave God's protection and you lie and you use God as a, oh yeah, here we go, twat video. Yeah, check that out. Bye-bye, you guys. Yeah, all this abrasive world, this is just full of hatred. Just so full of hatred. There's room for everybody. It would be ridiculous, like me getting angry at creators for having a successful channel. Her channel is a lot more successful than mine. I have 1,460 subscribers, and probably by this afternoon I'll only have 139 because you guys heard me lie about being a virgin. Anyway, God bless y'all. Thank you for entertaining me. You made me feel better. I'm having a bad day. I didn't sleep last night. Exhausting to be sour. Kindness is free. You know, she says read your Bible, but she sits in front of her computer and behind the camera. How many hours a day? And then how long does she spend time in prayer and reading her Bible compared to being behind the camera? Check that ratio out. That's pretty bad. And I'm speaking for myself too, because I need to make some changes. Anyway, it's hot. It was 99 degrees the other day, which is very, very unusual. And I bought a bunch of icicle lights at Costco, and I spent $900. And I'm thinking I better take it back and help pay somebody's rent, or I don't know. You think that's bad of me? Anyway, I got these beautiful icicle lights at Costco. So anyway, God bless you and thank you for coming, and give me a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe, because I'm a virgin for the very first time, like a virgin. And 99 nuns at the Indiana nunnery. 99 nuns at the Indiana nunnery. 99 nuns at the Indiana nunnery. 99 nuns. Teresa Fontaine, she's going to Indiana. Bye-bye. God bless you. Otis, in stream. Yep. Love you guys.